Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tuning into something really interesting, I think. It's the rise of AI voice tech in, well, making content.
Yeah, it's everywhere now, isn't it?
It really is. We've got some material here that kind of lays out how AI voiceovers are actually being used, practically speaking. So our mission today is to sort of unpack that for you.
Right. What can it do,
Right.
and what does it mean for how audio gets made and listened to?
Exactly, without getting bogged down in all the super technical stuff, just the real world applications.
And, it's not just about computers talking. It's fundamentally shifting the whole audio production scene.
It's opening doors, it seems.
Yeah, things that just weren't really practical for a lot of people before.
Okay, so let's dive in. One of the first sort of big areas our sources point to is audiobooks. Producing those traditionally, it's quite a process.
Oh, absolutely. It's very involved. You've got your narrator, finding the right one.
Studio time, engineers, post-production. It takes time. And let's be honest, it costs quite a bit.
Yeah, it's definitely resource heavy. And that's where AI is, like really starting to streamline things massively.
How so?
Well, you can basically just upload your text, pick a voice you like, and there are tons of options, and boom, you get an audio file pretty quickly.
A fraction of the time, I bet. And the cost savings must be, well, significant. The material mentions authors now doing their own audiobooks with AI for way less money.
Exactly. And it points to platforms, 11 Labs, Murph AI, that kind of thing. They offer these voices that are getting scarily realistic.
Almost human, yeah. And you can tweak them too, like the tone, speed, emotions even.
Right, the customization is pretty impressive now. You want, say, a specific British accent,
Yeah.
or maybe a warmer female voice. You can often just select that. It gives creators so much control over that final sound.
That's amazing. There's even a tip in here. It says if you write your script with shorter paragraphs, more conversationally,
Yeah.
the AI voice actually sounds better, more natural, which makes sense, really.
That's a really key point, actually. Garbage in, garbage out, kind of. Well, not garbage, but, the AI does best when the text feels like how people actually talk.
Yeah, it's a good reminder, even with the tech, the input matters.
Totally.
Okay, moving on. The sources also talk a lot about YouTube video creation, how AI narration is changing that whole game.
Oh, this is huge, especially for creators who maybe aren't comfortable on camera or don't want to record their own voiceovers.
Right. Suddenly, video creation feels more accessible.
Definitely. Think about taking your blog posts, your articles.
And turning them into narrated videos, like video essays.
Exactly. Or making explainer videos without hiring a voice actor. Or even translating and dubbing your stuff for different languages easily.
Wow. And there are tools specifically for this, like Descript.
Zapier,
Yeah.
those are mentioned. They do the script to voiceover thing.
Yeah.
And some even have like AI avatars that lip sync to the audio.
Whoa. Okay, that's pretty advanced stuff.
It really is. And think about who this helps, like educators making lessons,
Animators needing narration.
people explaining complex text stuff. They can all get this really polished, consistent sound without, the usual hassle of recording.
There's another tip here for YouTubers. Matching the voice tone to the audience. That seems crucial.
Absolutely essential. You wouldn't use the same voice for, I don't know, a serious tech review and a children's story. Right?
Definitely not.
That voice becomes part of your brand, part of the message. Getting the tone right just helps connect better, makes the video more effective.
Makes sense. Okay, what's next? Scaling audio courses and educational content. The ed tech world.
Right. Online learning is booming, but actually producing all the audio for courses, that can be a real bottleneck.
Yeah, I can see that. Teachers are busy. Institutions maybe don't have huge budgets for voice actors for every single module.
Exactly. Time and money. AI seems to offer a path around that.
Platforms like Well Said Labs are mentioned, allowing educators to create whole audio lessons, quizzes, summaries.
Yeah, without needing fancy mics or editing software.
And the customization options sound really useful here, too. Tailoring voices for different age groups.
And adding pauses for emphasis. Letting the AI handle the pacing and clarity.
That could be huge for, like, mobile learning apps.
Or reaching students who don't always have great internet offline content.
And accessibility, too, for learners with visual impairments.
Big implications there. It really feels like it's democratizing quality educational audio.
Yeah, making it more widely available. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Repurposing written content into audio, like podcasts from blogs.
Yes. This is such a smart way to get more mileage out of stuff you've already created. So many people have great blogs, articles, white papers.
That maybe aren't reaching everyone they could.
Precisely. Tools like play.ht and resemble.ai are mentioned here. They make it surprisingly easy to turn that text into basically a podcast episode.
Which hits a totally different audience, right? People listening while commuting, working out.
People who just prefer audio. Plus, you can create a consistent brand voice for all your audio content.
Add music, make it a whole experience.
Exactly. It extends your content's reach, its lifespan, and it builds this like immersive audio brand.
The source gives a tip, too. Break up long blogs into a series. Use cliffhangers. Keep them listening.
Smart. Keeps engagement up.
Okay, now this next one. This sounds really powerful. Multilingual content using voice cloning.
Yeah, this is pretty wild. The idea that AI can now speak, over 20 languages?
With native-sounding accents? That's a game changer for global reach.
Huge for businesses wanting to expand internationally.
Oh.
Or just serve diverse customer bases better.
Imagine translating product demos, training videos.
Support content. All with voices that sound genuinely local and authentic.
Some tools, like LOVO, apparently let you clone your own voice into other languages.
Get out, really?
Yeah, so you could be speaking fluent German or Japanese in your own voice style.
Wow. Talk about building trust and connection with an international audience.
Yeah.
That removes a massive barrier.
It really does. Okay, so we've seen all these amazing uses. Audiobooks, YouTube, education, repurposing, languages. Let's pull back a bit. What's the overall value here? Why go AI?
Well, the source gives a balanced view, I think. The big wins are speed, scale, and consistency.
Makes sense. You can churn out a lot of audio fast, and it all sounds the same, which can be good for branding.
Exactly. Need 50 training modules narrated.
Yes.
AI could probably do that way faster and more consistently than coordinating multiple human narrators.
But there are trade-offs.
Yeah, it does note that, for really nuanced, highly emotional storytelling, think complex fiction or drama, AI might not quite match a skilled human actor yet.
Right, the subtleties, the deep emotional range.
It's getting better fast, but maybe not quite there for the most demanding stuff.
For a lot of common uses. Education, straightforward narration, instructions, turning blogs into audio.
The source suggests it's definitely good enough. More than capable, in fact. And like I said, the tech is improving constantly. What's maybe a bit robotic today could sound perfect next year.
So the key is using it smartly.
Absolutely. Choose the right voice of the job.
Yeah.
Edit your script so it flows well for listening, not just reading.
Use those pauses, emphasis features.
Yeah, make it sound intentional. And always preview it. Listen back.
Good point. And one final thing the source stresses, you don't necessarily need a pro studio anymore to make really impactful audio.
Right. This tech really lowers that barrier.
Okay, so wrapping up, it feels like the big takeaway is that AI voice tech is this powerful shortcut. It's making audio creation way more accessible.
Yeah, democratizing it, really. Opening up possibilities for all sorts of creators.
We've touched on so many areas: audiobooks, YouTube, learning content, podcasts from text, crossing language barriers.
It's pretty wide-ranging.
It really gets you thinking, doesn't it? How could this AI voice stuff impact, what you do, your work, your interests?
And what happens next? When voice gets even more integrated into everything. Multimodal content.
Yeah, where text, visuals, and voice all work together seamlessly. Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for exploring this with us today.